Hello everyone, my name is Mitch Abbott and welcome to my informative speech. Today we're going to talk about how to sharpen a knife. Now most of you don't know this, but it's true that a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife, because with a dull knife you're going to push down on the cutting material with more force because you're not cutting it. And then it's going to cause the knife blade to slip off the material and into your hand. So a sharp knife, as you can see, going through this banana with no problem, is how you want your knives to be, because a sharp knife is less dangerous than a dull knife. Now, what I'm going to show you is what I learned in the Boy Scouts as a young man and as an adult leader. And that's the best way to learn how to sharpen a knife, is through the Boy Scouts of America. Now, what we're going to do first is talk about knife safety. I want to make sure you understand how to properly hand a knife to someone, because inevitably, sometime in your life, you're going to ask someone to hand you a knife and they're going to hand it to you blade first. That's wrong. Please don't ever do that. The proper way to do it, to hand a knife to somebody, is with the handle first and the blade running down your arm. That's because if you trip and fall, the knife is going to go out the edge away from you. But if you got it like this, the tendency is to do like that and you may land on it. That's wrong. Please don't do that. So take it handle first, and when you hand it to someone, when they grab it, you say thank you. Then they have it. It's their knife, so you're done with it. So remember, always handle a knife and put the handle first to transfer it. Very important. Now, what I want to show you now, there's three different things we're going to cover. Safety, which we just did, how to sharpen a knife with a honing rod, and how to sharpen a knife with a whetstone. Okay, so the best way to sharpen a knife with a honing rod is not like this, not like you see the chefs on TV. You're not going to get a good edge, and you're just going to be going like that. Take it and hold it like this, perpendicular to the surface. Run your knife blade at a 45-degree angle down the blade, and you can feel that knife, and you can hear the sound it's making. You know you're getting a good edge on that knife. Now what happens when a knife is dull, if you held this under a microscope and magnified it, you would see that the knife blade is like a comb or a saw blade. There's a bunch of teeth sticking up. And when they get dull, they bend over. So what you do when you're sharpening it is you're straightening those back up to keep a good edge on it. So once again, 45 degree angle, run it down the honing rod, and then you'll put a good edge on those kitchen knives. Okay. One moment. Now what I want to show you is how to sharpen a knife with the whetstone, or an Arkansas stone. And I always want to use honing lubricant, because what that oil does is that removes any metallic material that comes off your knife, because some of those comb fingers will come off, and you don't want to run it without lubrication on your stone. Now if you don't have any honing oil, you can use water. The best way to do it is to run it down at about a 15 to 20 degree angle. I like to do it 3 times one way and 3 times the other way. Now a lot of this information is available on the internet. One good one is The Art of Manliness. It will show you how to sharpen a knife on there. Of course, another one is buckknives.com. But I like The Art of Manliness. And then there's another one, Tricks on How to Sharpen a Knife, at Instructables.com. A bunch of good sites. So when you've done the hard stone, I move to the fine or smooth stone. And what that does is get you a real good edge on there. Once again, 20 to 15 degrees, 3 ways, back the other way. And you can hear that knife on that stone And you know you're getting a good edge on it because you can just hear it. Montana, we don't need any help right now.
Excuse us?
So that's how I like to sharpen a knife blade. Now, I want to show you some of the knives I have. This is a knife my father gave me. It's called an Old Timer. That's a name brand, and we use this when we went deer hunting. It's probably one of my favorite knives. This is a knife I made when I worked in maintenance. And this is a stainless steel bolt, a 5-inch bolt. And then this is some antler I had laying around we put on there for a handle. This is probably my coolest knife. This is a boot knife. And what this is, it's made out of Damascus steel is what they call it. But it's made out of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle chain. It's a great boot knife. I mean, it's outstanding. Very, very strong. Now, this knife here is when we go to the water. If we go to the beach or we go rafting or canoeing, I like to clip that on my trunks or shorts. And I don't mind if this knife gets wet. That's a good knife, has a good edge on it. Now this other knife is one I used to carry when I worked in manufacturing for a number of reasons, but it's very sharp. This is obviously a switchblade. Now, in conclusion, the summary of the main points that we discussed is how to safely transfer a knife with knife safety, how to sharpen a knife using a honing rod, and how to sharpen a knife using a whetstone. Now today we learned how to properly sharpen knives and knife safety. And like my grandfather always told me, every good man carries a pocket knife. Thank you and have a good day.
Do we need to restart?
How much time is on there?
6:56.
Woot woot! We're going to Disney World.
Do we need to restart?
No, we're not.